Tracy Martin.
Mr. Chair. I hope, just after that contribution from the Minister, I do hope that any Arts Council of New Zealand has funding to provide the Minister with the ability to make story time for Radio New Zealand, because he has an innate ability to tell a story. Nobody can doubt that. So I rise on behalf of New Zealand First to speak in support, against. The Minister's story was so good that it almost put me off. But there we go, I caught myself in time. New Zealand First will be opposing this bill. The purpose of the bill, as the Minister just eloquently told us, was to streamline the governance structure of the Arts Council of New Zealand, otherwise known as Creative New Zealand. So we all know that. The Minister just informed us of that. It's to take 4 governing bodies and reduce these down to 1. It's to take a total of 27 appointed members down to 13, and the new entity will be called the Arts Council. New Zealand First acknowledges that there is provision inside the bill for the allocation of 4 seats for specialists in the area of tikanga Māori and Māori arts. The Minister again just eloquently covered that. And 2 seats for those with the knowledge of traditions, cultures and the arts of the Pacific. However, we share the concerns of the Labour Party and the Green Party that this could result in the loss of a distinctive Māori and Pacifica identity, especially with the removal of community input at a local level through other amendments inside this bill. We do not believe that the laser-like focus, is actually on Clause 10 and Clause 11. It is the loss of community consultation that this bill brings forth that is the major concern. We made mention that, and as has already been mentioned by Grant Robertson, that when this bill was introduced back in June 2010, New Zealand First was not available for its first reading, nor were we available for the Select Committee submissions. So during the period between the readings, between the second reading and this committee stage, we, like our Labour Party colleagues, went out and took the opportunity to talk to our arts communities, to actually talk to the people on the ground who'd been working inside the current Situteria. So we spoke with our Māori communities, to our Pacifica communities, and to all other members of our communities that actually input into the arts around New Zealand. We do have confidence that any Māori and Pacifica appointees would continue to consult with their broader communities through hui and whānau. But we now need to recognise that with the removal of the community voice entirely from the bill, that these communities are not sure themselves that they will appropriately be heard. If some of the savings around having fewer entities and fewer people had been funnelled into this facility or any facility to consult, then there would have been greater consultation not only for these communities but for others. On the 17th of July, I wrote to the Minister seeking his support for my supplementary order paper number 35 that would require any new Arts Council to prepare a 5-year strategic plan after full consultation with our communities. On the 27th of July, we were disappointed, this is last year, disappointed to receive the Minister's response, where he declined to support the SOP and declined to support the public involvement that would have eventuated from the supplementary order paper. The Minister's response reinforced his belief that strategic planning is not valuable, and I quote from the Minister's second reading speech. The bill removes the requirement for the Arts Council to provide a strategic plan every 3 years, a pointless exercise if ever there was one. This requirement is considered to be an unnecessary duplication of the obligation to provide a statement of intent under the Crown Entities Act 2004. I remember from my time in Creative New Zealand that no sooner had one completed one strategic plan than the whole exercise had to be started again. It was an utter waste of time, end quote. I guess no one should be surprised that the Minister in this national government expresses an opinion that having to consult with the New Zealand public was and is, and I quote, an utter waste of time. I mean, after all, this is only their money. This is only the taxpayer of New Zealand's money. This government appears to forget at every turn that the government itself has no money. All money belongs to the public of New Zealand, and so the opposition, at least, does not believe it an utter waste of time to consult with them on how their money is spent. If the Minister finds it tedious to consult every 3 years, he had ample opportunity to extend that period. The Supplementary Order Paper 35 gave him the opportunity to extend it to 5 years.
I call Grant Robertson.
Chair, going back to where I was before I was rudely interrupted by the Minister, and the Minister has some issues, I might say, with the fact that the